Hey guys, I am back with another video for you. This is one of the most important videos, I think, for turning around your Nclex experience. I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why nursing students fail Nclex. And this is based on my experience as an Nclex instructor. I am a professional Nclex instructor. All I do is teach people how to pass Nclex. So this is what I see. This is the mistakes that I see, okay? The first reason, you guys have heard me say this over and over again. Number 1, people fail Nclex because they only do questions instead of studying content. You think that if you do 50 questions a day or 100 questions a day, you're preparing yourself for Nclex. Well, you're not if you have not studied the content first. Just by doing questions, you're only spot picking, you're only spot studying. And that is not a way to prepare for a test that can ask you anything about a topic, okay? So just because you're doing questions on diabetes mellitus and you're getting them right, that does not mean there are areas that you know, okay? So we're going to study by doing our content first and then focusing on the questions. Questions are like a mirror. They just show you where you are, and they show you whether you're strong or you're weak in a topic. Questions do not teach. And before we take Nclex, we need to be taught on what to study, okay? The second mistake that I see nursing students make that causes them to fail Nclex is that their studying sessions are way too long. You guys are studying too long. People will say, I study from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. There is no way you're studying that long, number 1. And then number 2, our brains naturally get tired. So after about 3 hours, you're not remembering. You're just sitting there. You're on your phone, you're eating, you're taking breaks. These things do not add value. These things do not make you more competent in a subject. You have to commit. What I say is, your study sessions should be 3 hours or less. And during that time, you are 100% committed. You are able to commit 100%. Your study sessions should be short and focused. You can commit 100% to an hour-long study session. You can say no phones, no TV, no distractions, no eating. I'm just focused on my Nclex material. That is so much more realistic than saying I'm going to study from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. All right? It's just not going to happen. And it's not being very nice to yourself. We want to be nice to ourselves during this process, right? The third mistake that I see nursing students make that causes them to fail Nclex is that they're preparing in too short of a time, okay? You need a couple of weeks to really be prepared for this test. I had a student one time tell me that they wanted to buy the Nclex package and they took their test in like 4 days. That is not going to happen. You need to give yourself at least, go ahead and give yourself 6 weeks, okay? Just being realistic, because there is so much that you need to know. And even with my system, I break down the content, very straightforward, very easy to understand, but you still have to give yourself time in order to digest it, in order to really study the information. No system, no Nclex review can prepare you in 2 weeks. That's just not realistic, okay? So we're going to give ourselves the appropriate amount of time to study. The fourth reason, and that brings me from my last point, you have never seen a test like this in nursing school. So the 4th reason that people fail their Nclex exam is because they think that because they got straight A's in nursing school, they're going to ace Nclex in 75 or 85 questions. That is not the case, all right? Nursing school has their own set of objectives. Nclex has another whole set of objectives, and sometimes they don't always go together. So the test that your instructor wrote and is asking you to take will be very different from the hundreds of nurses that have come together to write the Nclex exam, okay? So you have to have the mindset, you have to know what are the categories that I'm going to be tested on. How do those nurses want me to think? What is important when it comes to nursing fundamentals? This is a test. Don't be discouraged. This is a test for nursing students with no experience. You do not have to have clinical experience in order to pass Nclex, but you do need to know certain things. You need to know safety. You need to know infection control. You need to know your delegation and assignment. These are top nursing priorities. And your nursing school may not have gone over all these things with you, all right? But I want to make sure that you have that information, okay? The last mistake that people make when they're studying for Nclex that causes them to fail is that they use the wrong resources, okay? Sometimes we will get an Nclex review because it is what our school suggested, or it is a popular name and we recognize the name. But we know immediately, once we've purchased it and we have it, that this is not going to work for me. I don't understand the way I'm being taught. The lectures are too lengthy. I'm fatigued after just one topic. I'm bored. I'm not really learning. And we stick with a program that we know is not working for us, or we stick with that book that we can't really understand the information. Because why? Why do we do that? Because we want to try to push our way through? That's not the way we prepare for this test. You have to get the resources that help you to understand. You have to get the resources that make it easy when you're studying, because time is being wasted. All right? Sometimes we think, I'm just going to stick with this and see where I end up. No, that's not how you move towards your goal. You're not going to rely on someone else in order to help you get there. You're not going to rely on this resource that you really don't understand to help you get there. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get in front of the test and you're going to not be confident. You're going to say, I really don't know this information. And when you're taking Nclex, you have to be 100% confident. You have to sit down knowing, I have done everything that I needed to do in order to pass, okay? We're not going to stick with the wrong resources. There are things that we can do. I'm going to tell you what you need to do in order to pass, okay? If you have never taken this, if you have never taken this test before, and this will be your first time taking Nclex, you are going to avoid these mistakes. You're going to make sure that you give yourself enough time to study content. You're not just doing questions. You're actually studying the core content. You are going to make sure that you have a resource that you can understand. You have a resource that makes it simple and easy for you. I have helped many nursing students to pass this test. So the things that I'm telling you are based on facts. Okay? You guys read the testimonials on the Facebook page. Check them out. People are passing with this program. All right? If you have already taken Nclex and not been successful, that is okay. You can still pass. All right? You can still pass. What I want you to do is there is a grief form. There's an Nclex grief form to take a look at. What was your study habits? You know, what resources did you use? What were your goals when you sat down and studied? Download that grief form. Look at the answers, okay? Look at the answers based on your own past experiences and make a decision to change. Make a decision to change the next time that you take the test. We're going to talk less about it and we're going to do more about it, right? So less talking, more action. We're going to move towards our goal. We're going to get there together, okay? So I hope that information was valuable to you. Top 5 reasons why people fail Nclex. We are not making these mistakes. We're not making these mistakes when we take Nclex. As you can see, I'm just ready to like bubble over with excitement because there are many people like you. There are many people preparing for Nclex and they all are going to pass because they're going to get the REMAR review material that they need. So I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.